want to know why the Cleveland Browns lost to the Cincinnati Bengals? Well, we got the key reasons why that happened. Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue. I'm not losing hope for the season, but we got to unpack what happened in a crushing 1-point loss, 17-16 for the Browns to division rival Cincinnati Bengals. First of all, in all caps, kicker Andre Szmyt. We can't do this again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about what happened there with kicker woes. Also, did Flacco play well? Or is part of this loss on him? I'll tell you everything you need to know about Flacco's performance in that analysis. Finally, the Browns' offense just couldn't help their defense. We'll get into everything Cleveland Browns and why they lost. But first, you don't want to miss a thing. You want all the Browns news? You want to be part of the watch parties all year long? We did have a fun electric watch party. We were getting hyped at times. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so that you can be a part of this party all season long, every week, every Sunday that the Browns play. Without further ado, let's talk about why they did not emerge victorious Sunday. New kicker Andre Szmyt. So he cut Dustin Hopkins, right? And it seemed like Cleveland was certain in their choice to just roll with Szmyt. He's the only kicker on the depth chart. He hit a 45-yarder plus, and he was like, things were looking good. It's like, okay, maybe we got the guy. And then he missed a 36-yard chip shot in clutch time that literally could have given Cleveland the win in this game. He also missed an extra point. You notice they lost by one? Might have been a tie game had that PAT been hit. So obviously it's the kicker woes is part of why Cleveland lost this close game. And we can't do it again. How many times have I come on the show and said that year after year Cleveland loses close, intense games because of kicker troubles? Our games are being decided by 3-point field goal misses and PAT misses. I don't understand it. We can't have it happen again. I say we bring in another kicker right away. I'm not saying you need to cut Szmyt right away. I understand it's his debut. He doesn't have NFL experience. But there needs to be a kicker competition is clearly what I see, because I'm not doing this season when the Cleveland Browns are looking better. The defense looked better. The rookies looked good. I'm not losing close games anymore because of kicker woes. So let's bring in another kicker. Just get a competition going, because I don't understand it. Stefanski said he's not there yet. They asked him about a kicker competition. He's like, I'm not there yet. Well, get there, Stefanski, because we need a second one in the room. We are not doing this all season long. Andre Szmyt also talked about his woes in the game. He said, similar to the extra point, I rushed my approach and pushed the ball. I got to do better. And I expect better out of myself. Just try and forget about it and move on to the next week. Unfortunately for Szmyt, I do feel bad for him. Myles Garrett also came to his defense and spoke post-game. Garrett said there's going to be situations like this again, and he's going to make those kicks. There's no more scrutiny on him than the rest of us. We didn't have to be in that position. We could have come out faster on defense. That is a clear PR answer from Myles Garrett. And I love Myles. I mean, kudos to him for being a humble guy and backing his teammate. But Myles, you did your job, okay? You were in the backfield all game long, Garrett, especially in the fourth quarter when it mattered. Myles sacked Burrow on back-to-back plays to get the Browns the ball back. And that's when Szmyt missed the field goal. And, he's got a point. Sure, the defense could have started faster, like Myles said. The Bengals opened the game with a touchdown, but they didn't have a single touchdown in the second half. And so it is a big part on Szmyt, but it is also the Browns' offense as a whole not playing well. They had 0 points in the fourth quarter. Both teams had 0 points in the fourth quarter. So receivers were dropping passes. Flacco threw a couple picks. We'll talk about him. And unfortunately, there was a lot of people you could point to blame. But Szmyt is going to be the big one, missing a chip shot, field goal, and a PAT. So what do we think we should do? Guys, is it time for a new kicker again in Cleveland? What should the Browns do with Andre Szmyt? Type C if you think they should just cut him after that game. Type C in the comments right now. Type K if you think they should keep him. And you can elaborate. You think they should keep him and bring in another kicker? Like, just what should the Browns do? Let me know. Comment your answer down below. And I am super excited to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Honestly, I'm so hyped that football is back on Sundays. All is right with the world, and I'm big into daily fantasy with Prize Picks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks is also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 plus states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. And I made myself a lineup here in Texas. And folks, my player projections were right. I'm winning money. They gave me a deal. You could have got it too. If Dak Prescott more than half a passing yard. I also took Cedric Tillman more than 18.5 yards as his longest reception. That was correct. And Joe Flacco more than half a passing touchdown. I knew he was going to sling at least one against those Bengals. So I'm cashing in. You can too. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. And speaking of Joe Flacco, let's get into his performance, tell you if he played well or not, in my estimation. It's another talk of the game. He threw 45 passes. They really let the 40-year-old go to work, completed 31 of them, and nearly 300 yards again for Joe Flacco as a Cleveland Browns starter. 290 on the day, 1 touchdown. It was a beautiful play where he anticipated where Tillman was going to be, found him in the end zone, touchdown Browns. And then the 2 interceptions, Joe. But honestly, watching the film back, those were not entirely Flacco's fault. The first one hit off the hands of Jerry Jeudy and still bounced on top of him. Look where that ball is when it gets picked off. Like, the throw wasn't the best on Flacco. This was probably the one I would say is mostly on him out of his 2. It was low and outside where Jeudy was just kind of sat in the middle of the Bengals zone and had to dive for it. It was a diving effort by Jeudy. Could have been a better throw by Flacco. And Jeudy was trying to make a play. Ball gets batted up. It's picked off going the other way. That's late in the third quarter. So kind of a half and half, Jeudy and Flacco on that one. But I'd say that one is more on the Flack show. And then the crushing one at the end of the game, Cedric Tillman. This ball hits him in the chest. You can see it moving, about to hit Cedi, right? Bounces off of him, gets picked off, and that was really the crusher. That was the game sealer. Browns got the ball back one more time afterwards, but they were at the 1-yard line with like 30 seconds left. This was the dagger, and that one is on Tillman, if I had to give blame for it. So I can't go ahead and discredit what Flacco did. I mean, I showed you the stats. 290 yards. A touchdown, you know. Flacco kind of did his thing, and everybody else is going to need to help him out. Like, they're also going to need to establish some more chemistry, right? Like, Jeudy dropped passes when Flacco was on, and then when Flacco was missing him and Jeudy was ready to catch it, you saw results like that, an interception going the other way. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Seems like Flacco really liked the rookies, if anything. He was slinging it out to Sampson and Harold Fannin Jr. But those veteran receivers are going to have to establish a connection with Flacco. And, you know, Jeudy wasn't there when Flacco was there here in 2023. Like, things are different. So I want to see more chemistry. But I'm not going to put Flacco as the scapegoat here. I actually think he did well with what he was being asked to do. So it's the Browns players that need to help both Flacco and the defense, most importantly. Guys, we can't have a year where Cleveland has a good defense and then doesn't capitalize at the other end. This is the key to why the Browns really lost. 95 did his thing towards the end of the game, and the defense is going to be good. They're going to keep the Browns in games. Like I said, they kept the Browns in this game against the Bengals, who are a stacked offense. Well, they didn't look like it in the second half. They had 3 points and 7 yards of offense. Yes, you read that right. 7 offensive yards in the second half did the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals also punted on 4 consecutive drives. after making it 17-16. They took the lead and went punt, 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 punt. The Browns couldn't follow it up. It's so frustrating. You held Burrow and Chase, offensive superstars, to 113 yards passing. That's low for Burrow. 2 catches for Jamar Chase. It's unheard of. Denzel Ward was locking up. Greg Newsome followed Jamar Chase around and stuck to him. You had a beautiful opportunity to put up 3 points, 7 points after 4 straight punts, and they couldn't do it. It's infuriating. This is what the Browns did after they took a 16-14 lead. Interception. I showed you that play. It was intended for Jeudy, picked off. The Browns got another chance after that. They turned it over on downs. A 4th and 5. It was right in Judy's chest. Again, Jeudy dropped it. Then they punt. Not much to tell you about there. The infamous Andre Szmyt missed 36-yard field goal. This was after 3 straight sacks on Joe Burrow. 2 from Myles Garrett on back-to-back plays. I was fired up on the watch party. And the Browns don't cash in. The game remained 17-16. And then finally, you saw it. Another interception intended for Tillman. The Browns win this game so easily. Probably 8 out of 10 times. Maybe 9 out of 10 times if they capitalized on all their defensive stops. They kept getting the ball back, and they couldn't get a single point because of it. Please, Cleveland, help out your defense. It's going to be good this year. And help out Flacco a little bit. Like, the guy did well. He's 40 years old. Catch the ball. Sorry, I get emotional about this because literally this game was in the Browns' hands. 1-point loss is crushing, but I'm not losing hope for the season. How about you? Rate your confidence level in the Browns after this week 1 loss. We'll talk tomorrow on the show about some positives that I did see. So give me a scale, number 1 to 10. What's your confidence level in the Cleveland Browns after this crushing week 1 loss? I know it's hard to be optimistic probably right now, but give me a number 1 to 10 for your season outlook. And as always, thank you so much for tuning into the Browns Report. Like I said, we're live every Sunday, daily Browns news and content here. So make sure you're subscribed if you're a diehard Browns fan, just like I am. And thank you for tuning in. We will see you very shortly on the Browns Report.